Hi. Recently I was asked what was the most impressive thing I've done for my in my professional life. Something I'm very proud of. So I thought of my game, and in particular the way I do movement with my game. So I decided to make this video. So we've got some pieces here, and I'm going to show you how you move them in my game. The right number is the movement allowance, and the left number is combat. But the important thing is that these units don't all move equal amounts. Also, moving through the woods and across the stream will cost more movement points. So if I click on a unit, it'll create a little cloud you can see. It's not an unattractive cloud. These are all the places you could move, and you could click on any one of these and move to that particular hex. There is an interesting rule. You cannot stack with another unit, but you can move over it. So here's an example. I can move over that unit, but I cannot stack with it. It won't let me do it. Finally, this is if you move across a river or into a certain terrain, it calculates the movement points required to do that automatically. So you could go this way forever, but you can only a little bit far this way. So let's look at these others real quick. They can go in a very large distance that should be close to a hexagon, but you see they can't because of the terrain. Okay, so this was Nirvana for a while, and then the next problem came along. My game designer said, I want to make it so that units can sometimes stack. Here is an example of a game where units can stack. These little units with the little S's on them are small units. That means that a unit could actually end its turn stacked with that unit. So let's see the problem that this presented and how I solved it. Here's an example. We had the same cloud. The cloud is there so that you can actually see the terrain underneath where you're about to move, so you know what terrain you're going to end up in. So that's what motivated it in the first place. But you see this little blur here over where the little unit is? This little unit? There's a blur there, and you can't tell one unit from another, so it's not even clear how to deal with what's going on there and what's underneath the unit that you're going to move to. Finally, I came up with a much better solution that I will show you here. This is the example of my solution. I used my SVG editor skills, which I've recently upped, to add a little transparent white hex that's underneath the units but above the map. This way you can instantly tell which hexes are possible to move to, but it also doesn't interrupt the units underneath here. So I could manipulate these units here and know what's in them without having the blurriness appear. So now I can move this unit here one hex, and then I could move it here one hex, and then move it here one hex, and then stop it. But it was able to move through all those hexes, and you were able to see everything that existed underneath it. So with that, I want to say thank you for paying attention, and this is how I like to design things. I like to meet requirements and come up with interesting solutions, and I have to modify things as time goes forward and the requirements change. Thanks again for paying attention.